How you doing there? Welcome back to Babylon Talmud. Today we're studying Daf Chav Gimel, Daf 23 of Masechta BavaKama. Friends, there's some little guy flying around. All right, this is not the right time for this. I mean, come on. I'm gonna go fly around some other place. You can fly around wherever you want, just not over here, chutzpah. Alright, so fly away, okay? I don't want you over here, okay? Go anywhere else alright. Alright, so today we're studying Daf Chav Gimel Masechta BavaKama. What can I tell you about Daf Chav Gimel? It's raining outside, it's very nice. It's raining in Eretz Yisrael. And I don't know, I reviewed this, it's Sunday now, I reviewed this daf last night after Shabbos, so I was so tired. Hopefully it makes sense. Alright. So we're going to start Daf Chav Gimel Amud Aleph at the 2 dots, Al-Achror Mishalim V'chuli, right? So the Mishnah had said that if you have Ruvain, and Ruvain is the proud owner of a hunt, and the hunt takes a biscuit from Shimon. Shimon was cooking biscuits, and Ruvain's hunt takes Shimon's biscuit, and he goes and he eats it. Now, let's say according to Rabbi Yochanan, who says Isha Mishum Chitzov, so what happens is the hunt sits down to eat the biscuit, and there's a coal still attached to the biscuit. The coal lights a pile on fire. Shimon's pile on fire, let's assume, although we're about to see that maybe not. Whatever it is. So Ruvain needs to pay Shimon for the biscuit, Nezek Shalim, it's Shane. Assuming it's in Shimon's property. And then, in terms of the pile that got lit on fire, so Ruvain's chayiv to pay Chatzi Nezek. Okay? So on the biscuit he pays Nezek Shalim, on the pile he pays Chatzi Nezek. Okay, so now, that was like a minor babble yawn, but it's early. It's not even 2:30 in the afternoon, so don't worry, friends. Don't worry. I'm not going to fall asleep on you. So it says the Gemara ala chor mishalim v'chulei. So man chayiv bal kelev v'chayiv nami bal gacheles b'shishim gachalto. Okay. Yeah. Right. Okay. Right. Yeah. Right. Okay. Right. So we had said at the end of the day yesterday, right? The end of the daf yesterday, we had said that at the end of the day, even Rabbi Yochanan, who holds of Isha Mishum Chitzav, that's in addition to Isha Mishum Mamono. So therefore, so if we assume that the pile does not belong to Shimon, so then we should say ultimately, so the Gemara suggests, why is it that only Ruvain is chayiv to pay for the Gadish, right? If we say that it's like Rabbi Yochanan, for example, right? So we say that, Ruvain's hunt, ate the biscuit next to the pile, and the pile caught on fire. So let's assume that it's not Shimon's pile. Let's assume that it's Levi's pile. So now the pile catches on fire. So we're saying that Ruvain is chayiv chatzi nezek. Let's say chatzi nezek tzoris for the coal that is hunt caught on fire, the pile. But we say that according to Rabbi Yochanan, even if he says Isha Mishum Chitzav, that's in addition to Isha Mishum Mamono. So then it's Shimon's coal. So shouldn't Shimon also have to pay for the pile? Why is it only Ruvain who has to pay Chatzi Nezek? Shouldn't Shimon Oichit be Chayiv? That's the Gemara's kasha. So it says the Gemara, correct the Gemara from the beginning, Man Chayiv. So who's Chayiv to pay for this pile? Bal Kelev, the Ruvain, the owner of the hunt. V'lechayiv nami bal gacheles, but why not also be Mechayiv Shimon, who owns the call? Because Isha Mishum Mamono, I'm going to sneeze. So, and for the Gemara b'shishim gachalto. Well, it's talking about where Shimon was careful. Shimon was careful around his coal, and therefore it's not his fault that the coal got out and lit the pile on fire. But if he did such a good job guarding his coal, then how did Reuven's hund access it and take it out to the pile and light it on fire? Why not? That the hund dug underneath the door and snuck in. So even though, yes, Shimon was responsible and it was in a room and the door was closed, but the hund outsmarted the door, and that's how this happened. Amr of Mari Bre Rav Kahana is also meris Stam Dlasos Chasur Sein Eitzel Kelev. So says Rav Mari by Rav Kahana that you see from here that a regular door, we assume, is a hund would be able to dig under it. Okay, fine. Okay, fine. All right. So Rashi explains that, meaning from the fact that Reuven is chayv. Whoa, what the heck is going on here? What was that? That was super interesting. What was that? I kind of wonder. Wow, I feel like I'm back in Virginia. Fred, do you remember when I was back in the nature? I feel like I'm back in the nature. I don't know, I got flies, I got stuff. It's like I'm back in the nature. So Rashi points out that what it's saying is that, meaning the hund dug under the door in order to grab the biscuit that had the coal on it. And we're saying that nonetheless, Reuven pays nezek shalem for the for the biscuit, which means that it's not abnormal. So therefore, we see that it's considered normal for the hund to dig under the door. Let's go weiter. All right. De'achla heicha. Now, where did the hund eat the biscuit? If it just ate it in like a random place, well then haba inon uvir biste acher veleko. Well, in order for Reuven to be chayiv to pay, I guess, Shimon for his biscuit, it would have to be in Shimon's property, not in some random place. So lotzricha de'achla begadish de bal charara. All right. So he ate it by the pile of the of Shimon, the owner of the biscuit. Okay. Tivshot de pipare kichatsanizak dami. All right. So now let's say that the mouth of an ox, or in this case a hund, the mouth of an ox is considered like the chotzer of the nizak. Let's go weiter. The kichatzer mazik dami, if it's considered like the chotzer of the damager, lemele my boy riftoch bepuma dikal boy. Reuven can just say, "What's your bread doing in my hund's mouth?" Right? Meaning, if Reuven's hund goes into Shimon's property and eats the biscuit, so the shaila is the hund's mouth. Is it considered like the reshus of Shimon, or is it considered like the reshus of Reuven? So we want to say that it's considered like the reshus of Shimon, which is why Reuven is chayiv to pay Shimon for the biscuit. But if we say that the mouth of the hund is considered like the reshus of Reuven, so then Reuven could just say to Shimon, "I'm not paying you for your biscuit. What was your biscuit doing in my dog's mouth?" Alright. So hunter. Alright. So fine. See the okay. So let's start from the top of Chav Gimel Beis. So it's kichatzer nizak domi, that the hund's mouth is considered like the chotzer of Shimon. The kichatzer mazik domi, if it was considered like the chotzer of Reuven, leimale, then let Reuven say to Shimon, "My boy riftoch bepuma dechal boy, what's your bread doing in my hund's mouth?" The boya lehup, because the taka asked the kasha, pipare kichatzer nizak domi or kichatzer mazik domi. The mouth of an ox, of a cow, is it considered like the chotzer of the nizak, or is it considered like the chotzer of the mazik? Vi omar kichatzer mazik. And if you say that the mouth of the cow is like the chotzer of the mazik, right? So if it's Ruvain's cow, then Ruvain's cow's mouth is like his chotzer. Well then, demei shein dechayiv rachmano heichi mishkachas lo. Well then, how will you ever have a situation of shein? Because if it's the chotzer amazik, so then how will you ever have a situation of shein? Because if Ruvain's cow goes into Shimon's property and eats stuff, and then Shimon says, "Hey, your cow ate stuff. Pay me for it." And he's like, "What do you mean? Why was your stuff in my cow's mouth? That's my rishus. Get out of here." Amar of Mari Breder of Kahana Kigon Shenischak Chobakosel and also Vitin Feperis and also. So says of Mari Breder of Kahana, actually the way that you would have shains, meaning even if you say that the mouth of the animal is considered like the rishus of the mazik. So if that's the case, then now how can you ever have shein? Well, yeah, maybe you wouldn't be able to have sort of shein in the strict sense of eating, because ultimately it's in the mouth, which is the chotzer hamazik. I hope that's what I said a minute ago. So that would be a problem, but you can have it for example, meaning, because what's shein? Shein is be'etzim a situation where a cow damages in the context of getting benefit. It's eating something and it causes damage that way. There are other tolados of shein. For example, right? If it scratched itself against the wall, it was scratching itself against the wall and it caused damage. Right, lana also, and it caused damage that way. But tinfa peris lana also, or it was rolling around on fruits, and it benefited that way. So in those cases, it would be a tolada of shein, and Ruvain. If it's in the chotzer anizak, then Ruvain would be chayiv there. But yes, if it eats it, so that would be challenging, because since the mouth of the animal is considered like the rishus mazik, so yeah, he would be potter. Maskiflo marzutra. So marzutra asks the kashiva, but kash river agolo ad tuma veleko. So marzutra asks, but we said by shein way back when we quoted the pasuk of kasher yivar, right? Because it said bir b'steacher agolo ad tumo, right? It has to sort of entirely consume it. Now I understand by eating something you consume it, but what are you consuming when you scratch? Right, when it's scratching itself or rolling around on fruits. So Ravina Amar says, Ravina Deshaft Salme, Ravashi Amar de Pase Pasue. So Ravina explains that when it comes to scratching itself, maybe there's some images on the wall and it scratches away those images. So now the images are gone. Or let's say by the fruits, it rolled around on the fruits and the fruits get sunk into the ground and now the fruits are gone. So that's how you can even have that it kind of goes away entirely. Alright, exciting times. Alright. Toshma, coming here. Shisabo es hakelev, shisabo es hanochosh, potter. Alright. So if I believe this is talking about Ruvain. Incited Shimon's. Let me just make sure, because this actually comes up. Oh no. Yes, I think that's what it's talking about. Right, that Ruvain incites Shimon's hunt against Levi, and now the hunt bites Levi. So again, Tasma Shisabos Keleb. If Ruvain incites Shimon's hunt against Levi, Shisabos Anachosh, or Ruvain incites Shimon's snake against Levi, potter. So he's potter, man potter. Who's potter? Mishase potter. Ruvain, the inciter, is potter. Right? That Rashi says the groma b'nizakin potter, because groma is potter by nizakin. He didn't damage. He caused a dog to damage. V'chayiv bal kelev, and the owner of the hunt, Shimon, is going to be chayiv. Now, if you say that the mouth of the hunt is like the chotzer hamazik, is like Shimon's domain, so Leimale, let Shimon say to Levi, why should I pay you? My boy yodcha befume dikal boy. why is Levi, what was your hand doing in the mouth of my hund? So, but Ema Potter Af Mishasa. You could say that even the Mishasa is Potter, meaning yes, Shimon is Potter because the mouth of the hund is like his own domain. So he says to Levi, why was your hand in the mouth of my hund? But even Ruvain, the insider, is Potter as well. By same alternatively, the Apge, the Nive, Visarte. Alternatively, the hund didn't exactly bite Levi, it just kind of stuck out its fangs, so it was like never technically like in his mouth. Toshma, come here. Hishichbo es hanochosh, that if it sounds like Reuven takes a snake and he stabs Shimon with the snake. Rabbi Yehuda says he's chayiv, Reuven is chayiv, and the Chachamim say he is potter. V'amar Vacha bar Yaakov, says Vacha bar Yaakov, Kshetim selom l'divrei Rabbi Yehuda, that when you say according to Rabbi Yehuda, who says that he's chayiv, eres nachosh bein shinov hu omed, that the venom of the snake is readily it's like exposed, and therefore when Reuven jabs him with the snake, that's why he's chayiv. Lefichach makish b'sayif. Therefore Reuven, who basically killed Shimon by jabbing him with snake venom, is going to be a chayiv sayif. Betzim, he plop off his head with a sword. V'nochosh potter, and the nochosh is potter. According to Chacham, eres nochosh mi'atzmo meki. Whereas the Chacham say that the venom comes out, meaning it's not, just exposed on the teeth, on the fangs of the snake. Rather, it has to come out. The fichach nachosh beskila umachish potter. Therefore, the nachosh we have to stone because it's the nachosh that released the venom on Shimon, and Reuven, who kind of jabbed Shimon, is going to be potter because it was the nachosh ultimately that released the venom. Now, if you say that the mouth of the cow, or in this case the snake, is the chotzer of Reuven, in this case, well then why, according to the Chachamim, should the snake have to be killed? Let the owner of the snake say, "My bar yodcha b'fuma dichivai." Shimon, why was your hand in my snake's mouth? So leinin ktala lo aminun. Well, we don't say the pipar kachatzer mazik dami when it comes to killing the animal. Umina tema. And how do we know this? The Tanya is within the Baisa nichnas l'chatzer balabayis shelo b'rshus, that if Reuven goes into Shimon's domain without Shimon's permission, and Shimon's ox then gores Reuven and Reuven dies, ashor b'skila, so the shore is stoned. The shore is stoned for killing Reuven. But Shimon is not going to have to pay kofar, right? The special payment when a shor muad kills a fellow. Right, so fine. So balam tu min kofar my time. How come Shimon will not have to pay kofar to amalei b'shusi my boys? Because Shimon will say to Reuven, why did you go into my domain? I mean, Reuven's dead now, but he's going to say, what was Reuven doing in my domain? So he's not going to have to pay kofar. But shor nami nemalei my boys b'shusi. But why don't we say the same thing about the shore? Why does the shore? Why does the ox have to get stoned? Why can't we say what was Reuven doing in Shimon's chotzer? But rather we don't say that. We don't make that argument when it comes to killing the animal. We don't say pipar kachotzer hamazik dami, or that the animal's potter if it was if it was like chotzer hamazik. Fine. Hanu izeh de Beit Tarbu. So the goats of Beit Tarbu havu mafsidei lei l'Rav Yosef the goats of Beit Tarbu, they were causing, it sounds like they were causing damage to Rav Yosef's property. So Rav Yosef says to Abai, Zil Emelu Limarayu, go tell the people over there, go tell the people at Beit Tarbu to Litzna Inu to put away the goats. They're damaging my stuff. So Abai says to Rav Yosef, Amai Ezel, how come I should go? The Azilna, if I go, they're going to say to me, Ligdor Magidera Ba'are, just put up a fence around your property, right? Right? Abai is going to say, I'm going to go and complain that your goats are damaging Rav Yosef's property. You know what they're going to say? Tell Rav Yosef to put up a fence. V'i Geder. Now, if that's the case, that it's essentially the onus is on, in this case, Rav Yosef to put up a fence. Well, then Shein the Chayv Rachman Eichi Mishkachasla. Well, then how will you ever have a situation of Shein? When is Shein Chayv? You're Chayv b'chatzar Nizak, right? If Reuven's ox eats stuff in Shimon's property, so then he's Chayv. But if Shimon needs to have a fence around, then how will Reuven's ox ever be eating stuff in Shimon's property? So Kishechosra, well, if it dug in, or if the fence falls down at night, and then other animals go in and eat. Machriz Rav Yosef announced, V'temer Rabba, and some say it was Rabba, whether for the people who are making Aliyat to Eretz Yisrael, whether the people making Yeridat to Chutz La'aretz, it applies to all the people. Hani Izei de Shuka, these goats of the shuk, of the market, that they cause damage, we warn their owners 2 or 3 times, and if they listen and the goats cut it out, so then givaldig, if not, we say, that's it, slaughter these goats and take your money. Meaning, these were goats that were for slaughtering and selling in the market. Now, the thing is that it would be preferable for the butchers to wait for the market day in order to slaughter and sell the goats, right? So they're waiting to slaughter the goats until the market day. The thing is, if those goats are causing trouble, we say to the people, we warn them 2 or 3 times, say, guard your goats. And if you don't, then just slaughter the goats now and get whatever money you can for them, but you can't keep them around anymore. Friends, that was Daf Chav Gimel of Masechta BavaKama. I hope you enjoyed. Peace out.